Hello everyone, I have a SuperSoldier Report for you today. I wasn't expecting anything to happen. I started to get visions, and there I saw Jericho. I was pulled right into an interdimensional invasion that just occurred. I was trying to get information. The battle started off. I saw some kind of weapons that I've never seen before, some kind of guns. They're large and flat looking, and there was these creatures, and they're very wiry or whatever. I think he was calling them the wires. Jericho was calling them the wires because I think they have ancient tech, and then he called them the Styx. And then I knew what was going on. I asked him what happened. He said there was an invasion that came up. This is very timely. It's very serious. It just happened. Someone had opened up this Herculean gateway, and by Gibraltar, and first thing I heard was Andulusia, and I believe that it was up around that region. There was an ancient gateway that opened. They said something about a northern bank, and I was thinking that maybe that was Northern Africa region. And then I also saw that it was connecting over in Antarctica as well. So somehow it's opened up. So here's what I believe this means. Styx is the domain of Hades, and I know that some people might think that this is just folklore or whatever, but this is an underworld reality that is just released. The beings from the underworld are coming up, and Jericho is looking for super soldiers to assist right now. It's imperative that they get involved and help. These things are coming in by the droves. They're from the underworld area, and let me just tell you what the Styx is. According to Greek mythology, this was originally a deity, a female titan, and it was a river that was formed in an area between the earth and the underworld. And for those of you that don't know the story, some of you, this is redundant, but just bear with me. This is the river Hades, and there are 5 rivers involved in this. And these beings, there was someone by the name of Charon, or Sharon, however you pronounce it, is the one that takes people across the river in the afterlife and brings them to their destination. Why is this coming up right now? These beings are coming into our reality for some strange reason. They've been ushered up, and then they're coming in south of us, south of our border in the U.S., and so that presents a bigger problem. So let me just explain to you what some of these what is being said here, and I'm going to go to the rivers. So the first river is Styx, which is one of the 5. It circles the underworld 7 times, and I know that numbers are significant. According to mythology, Styx is also is nicknamed after also called the river of hatred. So it's bringing in this energy. The second river is Lethe, or Lethe, Lethe. It is called the river of oblivion. The dead would have to drink the waters of Lethe to forget their earthly existence. So they're just kind of going through this whole process. It's the goddess of forgetfulness. It's named after the goddess of forgetfulness. So you forget about everything. Acheron, or Acheron, is the 3rd river, and that is the river of woe, or the river of pain. And the 4th river is Phlegethon, and that river leads to Tartarus, which is where the dead are judged and the prison of the Titans are located. Now keep in mind, everyone's talking about Tartaria now. So some of these, I've been wondering what in the world is going on, because a lot of these beings from this area in the past year or so, or 2 years, I have been seeing them and I've been talking about them and wondering how they're coming up. So somehow there's a gateway, an opening, which I believe may be by this Rock of Gibraltar where Hercules was, and that area of Andulusia. The fifth river is called Cocytus, and it is the river of wailing, meaning the river of cries and lamentation. This is for those that didn't have a proper burial, and they're kind of stuck wandering the grounds. They can't cross the river. So, you know, this is not just to give you a Greek mythology lesson, but allow you to understand that this is actually a place. These are locations of the afterlife, little pockets of reality. And I know some people say, well, this is just a heaven and hell. Well, then maybe this is the darker side. This is what people perceive as a hell. This is Hades, and this is the river Styx. And the beings, the caretakers of it, they're not humans. They looked wiry. They looked like very extremely agile, fast, and there were a large amount of them. And so I was assisting in some of the battle. We need more help, and if anyone is going to jump in, and this is a good time to assist. I'm looking at another thing happened today, which I believe is related, but it may seem to be unrelated. I found a rather large giant, dimensionally, over in Slovenia. There was a tortured being there who had been tortured like a soul, and then there was an attachment of something extremely dark in it. And I had to help that soul be released from that issue. And while I was doing that, I noticed that there was this giant there that was involved in it. And I shared it with a friend who knows Norse mythology very well, and he said that it was probably Surtur, S-U-R-T-R, and supposedly there's a moon of Saturn named after Surtur, and I think even Marvel Comics refers to this being. It's called, the Old Norse is called Black, or the swarthy one, is a Jotun. Surtur is carries this bright sword of fire, and he is a warrior. And something that he does is he brings in, he's stationed guarding the frontier of the fiery realm. This is according to Wikipedia. That he will lead the Muspel's sons to Ragnarok, and that will defeat Freyr. Surtur has been the subject of place names and artistic depictions. And so I guess this is involved in another event that they're trying to open up. So we have two things that happened in one day that I really felt were seemingly unrelated, but kind of someone's opening the doors, and it could be that in the event of examining this area in Slovenia, that some things had gotten unleashed, and maybe this is the anxiety that people are feeling regarding what's going on in South America right now, what's going on in other parts of the world, but this right here is in Spain that I saw where they were coming out of. So anyhow, It just needs to not be ignored. Those of you that are super soldiers, you know what to do. Those of you who want to just be in the background, just send support, protection on the planet, and whatever happens etherically does impact us physically. So I don't want to ignore it. I'm telling you, I had no intentions of doing a record or report today, but I feel it's vitally important to get the information out to those that are interested in getting involved in doing it in an intentional and purposeful way. So thank you for listening. Jericho is here, and he is will help to lead and guide everyone who wants to go there and take on the battle. Thank you for now.